Hello everybody, welcome to Nicole Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Oh my goodness, you guys, I had the best morning. The moment I opened my eyes, I heard my higher self say, okay, take a deep breath and don't even move for a moment. Just be calm and serene in the energy that's around you. And I want you to incentivize your morning and your movements with really high vibrational things. This is not like a rip and tear and get coffee and feel like you're in a hurry. I want you to breathe before we do this. Before we get momentum of our day, let's have a calm, serene moment where we're casting out all pressure and all just rushing blindly into things and feeling like the need to do and produce. And it did such wonders for me. I literally was able to do things that I normally like for instance, when I'm putting anything in packages, if I'm in a hurry, that tape decides it wants to just create, it wants to tear in half, it wants to make tape balls, it wants to have rough edges, it doesn't want to work for me. But this morning I was like, okay, first I'm just going to have coffee and breathe and think these happy thoughts and get into a high vibrational place before I do this. It went like I was ice skating across a like pristine, just frozen river. I was like, okay, cut, paste, tape, done. And then I wrote down in threes the first three things that I wanted to do that were important on my mental list and that I also knew would facilitate a feeling of, oh, okay, now I have some momentum. But sometimes we just think we have to go 80 out of the gate, and it is that breath to realize, let me prepare mentally and physically, because sometimes when we first wake up, we're stiff, we need to stretch. I also had the lovely moment of looking out my kitchen window and seeing Wanda the turkey looking at me and like opening her feathers. It was so cool. And when she sees me, she makes her little gobble noises like she gets stoked that the chow is coming. And it was one of those things where I was like, this is what we need to take time out to notice and to feel and to be excited about and to not be in some kind of crazy rush. Now, I'm going to pull a card for each of these two. So for some of you guys waiting for a lovely message of love or something to be reciprocated that you sent out to somebody, this could be anything, a family member, this could be a crush, this could be somebody you're newly dating and you're waiting to hear back, words of affirmation, communication that makes you feel good. That is coming in as well. That these relationships and connections are going to sort of get this lovely adhesive and bonding of, I really care about you and how is your day going, that type of thing. Oftentimes it's the little things and check-ins that matter just as much as the big gestures, right? I know when I was packaging up a tarot deck for somebody, I was like, hey, put a tourmaline and a nice note in there. I'm like, you love when you get those little extra, I'm thinking about you and you matter type of things. And I was like, it felt really nice, taking the time to do things that are meaningful and that send the message that I am happy you're here on earth with me. Now, regeneration, this is really, really huge right now. Oh, I love this. And this is the Three of Wands going with the regeneration. In the very near future, you're going to feel like you have renewed inspiration for projects that might have had a little bit of pause and dissatisfaction, or you just kind of like laid those things down. And now you're going to find, oh, I needed a break from this because I need to kind of revise and polish and renew my excitement for that. I did that with jewelry for a while. I was like, you know what? My stuff was just getting everywhere and it was feeling like the pressure to do it because it was sitting there. And usually I'm inspired when I'm just sitting there and an idea comes, colors, forms, all of that. Last night, it was so funny. I was making rainbow jewelry. I just love brightness in the fall too. When everybody just goes to gray and black and navy, I'm like, I need some lights and brights. And I was eating gummy bears and I put them down on the jewelry tray, rainbow gummy bears next to rainbow beads. And I was like, I had to take a picture of it and post it because I was like, I had done this before and it did not end well. I was definitely chomping on some beads. So you will be finding within your spectrum of creativity that it's advancing and that opportunities come with it, and that you're feeling really kind of just stoked about it, like, oh, now I feel good. This is how I wanted to feel about my endeavors. I wanted to feel like I can't wait to create this, which I love, because now you're regenerating those feelings. Also physically, some of you guys that had aches and pains and all of that, your cells are regenerating, they are refueling, they are healing on a cellular level and starting to repair. I know sometimes we just have to give it time, and when I don't allow for that, it can further the feeling of fatigue or muscle ache. It's like, just let yourself regenerate. I feel like it really is a time of renewal where you're letting you take time. And it is legit just some crazy indoctrination that has happened since youth to hurry and scurry and super worry. And what the hell's the point, really? What is the point? What are we hurrying towards? We need to identify what is the worry. It is just a fabricated idea that came in, probably ego-based, so that can just get the hell out of here, and we are going to welcome it and leave room. Because when we're worrying, it's very hard to let in appreciation, gratitude, and creativity, right? So worry is the biggest waste of time. So that can just, blow away with the wind, because now it's time for happy plans and healing as well. I love this. Yay. 6 of Laurels. So now is really a wonderful time to feel grounded, safe, balanced, and to take time out to actually feel that way. Are we healed emotionally from something? Are we healed physically from something? Speaking of that, I forgot to breathe for a minute. I got so excited. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm going to cough. I'm like, breathe. That is another thing that is so healing and cleansing for everything. Just feel that. Take a big, deep breath in and breathe out. Sometimes it seems laughable at the simple solutions that have the biggest effect. You're like, oh, breathing, I do that all the time. But it really is how we breathe. And I like to sometimes just go, on the exhale. It reminds me of like when I lay down on the beach in the sun, how good that feels, like, We can make ourselves feel good and heal in such a spectacular way through ease of motion, deep breathing, a few stretches, and happy thoughts. That's all has to be on the menu for that to take place. And it is usually the damaging thoughts and things like that. Full disclosure, last night right before I went to bed, freaking this thing came up on my screen, and I was like, I'd like to know about that. I should have not wanted to know about that, because it was literally Charles Manson's like escapades. But I love like the human design and what makes people do what. But I'm telling you, it took me a good hour to fall asleep, and I kept like peeking out my doors and windows. I was like, that is not the energy you want to invite in. Charles Manson energy, no. Happy cats, beautiful sunsets, affirmations, yes. I do feel this wonderful healing. Look at this. This is you really feeling this energy and saying, I'm going to put me first. How I feel. Do I feel grounded and secure and well rested before I commence with anything and anybody? Because I deserve that restful, calm state of mind before I commence anything. So my beauties, that is what you are meant to hear today. I hope you all have a great day. I appreciate you guys more than I can say. You guys are so lovely. Steve and Cheryl and everybody who takes the time for your lovely comments. I really appreciate you guys so much. I find whenever I do these reads, my vibration shifts always to a higher place, always to a more relaxed, restful, calm, centered place. And I hope that it's able to do that for you as well, because it really is what we let in and what we're paying attention to and the lens we're looking through. So love and light.